Hi, today we're going to look at powerful Taurus season tips. So don't walk away if you don't think you're a Taurus, because you have Taurus in your chart. You may not be a sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign Taurus, but Taurus is in your chart. So in this video, you're going to find out about where Taurus is in your chart, what are some of the traits about Taurus, and what is that energy going to do for you? It's very powerful information. You know, we are way beyond the astrology sun sign, and we're way beyond the big three, because the astrology chart has 12 signs, 12 houses, 10 planets, and abstract points. So Taurus, believe me, is involved in your natal chart. So once you understand Taurus season, you're going to work with that Taurus season energy, and then you'll be able to maximize the Taurus energy. And that's for everybody. Bottom line, remember, free will is everything. So let's get to it. First of all, Taurus is the second zodiac sign. First one was Aries, and that's like it shoots out. It's fire, and it's quick, it's cardinal. Well, Taurus is a fixed and earth sign. Earth is slow, fixed is like, I don't want to change anything. So that's a whole completely different energy than we just experienced with Aries. So Taurus is known for farming, architecture, comfort, putting a roof over your head, security. It's also land because it's earthy, but it's the simple comforts. It's simple. It's also slow. So wherever you have Taurus in your chart, it could be a little slow, not quick, like fire and air. All right? What else can we say about Taurus? Well, it's associated with your possessions and your finances. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. Venus attracts. It's a manifester. It attracts possessions. It attracts money. Venus represents money as well, not only beauty and aesthetics. So Taurus is about beautiful things and beautiful surroundings. So if you have, let's say, Taurus on the first house or your ascendant, then that's how people see you, as maybe a little stubborn because you don't like change, and a little simple, slow, but a little, well, I want it my way, that kind of thing. And especially when it comes to their possessions, how they make money. It's all about the material world, okay? That's Taurus. And that's how, if it's in your ascendant area, that's how people see you. However, if your sun is not in Taurus, that's not how you are. That's first house, ascendant is always how people see you. Well, let's say your sun is in Taurus. Well, that means that's how you manifest. Slow and steady wins the race. It's all about the money. It's all about possessions. It's all about saving up to get all the beautiful things that you like. It's comfort. It's shelter. It's luxury. It's soft material. It's art, because it's ruled by the planet Venus. Venus, like I said before, is the money, love, attraction. You buy what you love with money, or you trade, but it's this attraction and beauty. Taurus is also opposite Scorpio, the 8th house. So whenever we look at a sign, you have to look at the opposite sign, because they work together. So what's the difference between Scorpio and Taurus? Taurus is my stuff, my possessions, how I earn my money, okay? Scorpio is our stuff, how you earn your money in society, okay? That's how you look at both things. So if you're a Taurus, you got to look at the Scorpio and figure it out and analyze. The beauty about astrology is every time you look at your chart or a transit, because we're talking about a transit of the sign of Taurus in your natal chart and what planets are in Taurus. For sure, right now, we have Sun in Taurus. So you know the Sun is in Taurus. And every day, it's going to move 1 degree, 30 degrees in a sign. So the Sun is going to go from 0 degrees Taurus to 29 degrees Taurus. That's about 30 days, 1 month. Okay? And that's where you could see what your focus will be on for the next 30 days. And that's why I talk about the forecasting. Now, you may follow some astrologers that talk about world events, world leaders, what's going to happen. Oh my goodness, we're in Taurus season. We got Neptune next to Saturn, and we have Pluto in Aquarius and all that. And how is that going to affect the collective, the world? That's mundane astrology. What I want to share with you is how you could take the planetary positions right now, these cycles, and see how they're moving about in your chart. Personal. It's very personal. So that's what's great about having, number one, your natal chart reading done. And then once you have your natal chart reading, you could always get a forecast or do your own forecast, because you could see the sun and whatever other planet. You know, the moon's going to be in there during the new moon. New moon and the sun go together. So you'll have 2 planets for sure. And you'll see where those current energies are in your chart. It's that simple. Tracking the cycles of the planets is the best way to learn astrology, yourself. The best way to figure out who you are, what makes you tick. But every cycle, every new cycle, it's like a new and improved you. It's important to know that, because you were not the same last year during Taurus season as you are this year. That's the way it is. So it doesn't just go around in a circle, it spirals and it keeps going up, elevating, right? So that's what's really important, understanding yourself, because it's all about you. The natal chart astrology is all about you. If you have a big ego and you want to impress the world with your predictions and do mundane astrology because this is going to happen in the United States and this is going to happen in England and this is going to happen in the canal and all this other stuff, well, no one can make a prediction. We can only forecast what? Where the planets are going to be and what the planets did the last time they were in that position. Okay? So astrology is based on past performance. However, we have free will. So right now everybody's talking about, well, the last time Uranus went into that position, we had a war. The last time Pluto was in that position, there was, war, major change. And they keep saying war, war, war. But you know what? Honestly, there's a lot of war going on. If you're on social media, you see the battles war. We're not unified. So it's a different kind of war. And even the war, where we used to shoot one another and people would die and piles of people would die, things like that, like in the past. Now it's a different kind of war because we're involving drones and laser focused targets and stuff like that. So it's still war. So these people are waiting for a civil war. We're already in it. So I didn't mean to digress. We're talking about Taurus, but we're also talking about how the planetary energies connect. Now, if you look at what's going on in the sky, you compare that chart with your natal chart. It's called a bi-wheel. And the first order is to look at the conjunctions, which means what planets are together in the same sign, the same degree, within a couple of degrees. That's going to be the most impactful. You're probably going to feel it. But there's the rule of 3. So you might want to have 3 different impacts. And then you're for sure going to have an event. 1, 2, 3. All right? So look and find your Taurus and see what's going on. Would you like for me to give you an example? I could do that. Let me show you where we go. And, it made me smile. We're talking about Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and that's part of NASA. It's a lab in NASA at Cal State, or Caltech, I'm sorry. Well, the software that I use to pull up the planets in the ephemeris, it's called an ephemeris, all the planets, where they are, and they move, the precise movement of every day, okay? That is done by the GPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And now it's on the news because some of the scientists are gone from there. Very interesting time that we live in. So let's go into the chart of today, and then I'll show you how you could do a bi-wheel, okay? 1 second, we're going to pause. All right, we're looking at the chart right now, and we're already in 8 degrees of Taurus. So you're going to look and see where is Taurus in your chart. As you all know, if you're doing astrology, you have to look at everything. You can't just look at, the sun is 8 degrees Taurus. Where does it fall in my chart? You got to look and see, well, wait a minute. There are 5 planets, not counting any other fixed stars and things like that, that are in Aries still. So we still have Aries energy in the skies, all right? And then you look here, and there's only 1 planet in Taurus. So is it a powerful Taurus season? Not really. What would make it powerful is if it's impacting your sun, your moon, or these angles. This is an angle. These bold lines are angles. So that's right now. I'll give you a little bit of a tip here to show you how the planets move on a daily basis. So you're going to keep your eye on this orange-yellow sun, okay? Right here. And I'm going to click it, and you're going to watch. Every day it's moving, but Mercury is moving too. Mercury goes a little bit faster than the sun, but Venus and Mars go about the same rate. So Venus here, Mercury here, Mars here. Mercury and Mars, Chiron, the part of fortune, Saturn and Neptune are all in Aries. However, the personal planets, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Sun, and Moon go faster. The Moon goes extremely fast. Every 2.5 days, it changes signs. Okay? When the Moon is across from the Sun, it will be a full moon. So if we go back 2 days, April 30th, so around April 30th, wait a minute. Yeah, April 30th, between April 30th and May 1st, depending on where you live, we're going to have a full moon in Scorpio, because Scorpio is opposite Taurus. Remember what I said about looking at the opposite sign? So that's what you look at, the whole chart. Now we're going to keep moving and see the sun is moving, and now we have, let's go back. So we have now Mercury, and on May 3rd, Mercury and the sun and the part of fortune are in Taurus. So we're getting stronger Taurian energy. The way we think, the way we collect data will slow down. Okay? Our greatest joy, success, prosperity will be with possessions and moving at a slower pace. Okay? Because it's Taurus, remember? And now we still have the 3 planets, but that's all you're going to get. We're not going to get a lineup like we did with Aries. That was a very unique time in history. And now we're going into, the Gemini energy. So these next few years are going to be quicker because we were in earth and water, which are heavier and slower than fire and air, okay? And that's what a lot of the astrologers are talking about. So you see here that all the way till the end of Taurus, and there's your new moon, because the sun, and that will be on the 16th of May, the sun and the moon are 26 degrees Taurus. So that will be a time when you do new things, set and reset what you're going to do. Okay? Makes sense? Put in the comments if you have any questions. I read all the comments because I'm here to help you understand astrology. But we have to always keep our eye on the prize. And the big prize in the sky right now are the 3 outer planets. See, these hardly moved. All these planets moved out of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. All right? So all the planets move at different rates of speed. However, the 3 outermost planets, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus, are in relationship to one another, and they'll be that way for 1 year. And then the Pluto-Neptune will be together for longer than that. Okay? So very symbolic language, but look and see where it is in your chart. The Taurus energy. All right? And Taurus will end. There we go. May 20th it will end. And then May 21st we go into Gemini. And it starts with 3 planets in Gemini. And if you want me to compare a natal chart with this outer wheel with the sky now, which is based on the ephemeris, and it tells you what's going on, let me know in the comments and we'll do a chart comparison, how these energies are affecting a particular person. But right now, you are to go and look and see in your natal chart where Taurus is, and you notice how you're going to find out. On the outer rim is where the signs are. In this particular chart, Taurus is between the 7th and the 8th house. So you want to look and see the cusp of the house that Taurus is on. Notice that the 8th house is where the cusp of Taurus is, the edge of Taurus, of the 8th house. Even though Taurus is partially in the 7th house, it's not on the cusp of the 7th house, pardon me. However, Taurus is stronger in the 8th house, but it still has that energy in the area of relationships in this particular chart and shared possessions. Okay? That's what you're going to look at. And then this is what's going on now, all right? And then you're going to compare it to what's going on in your chart. So if you have planets in the sign of Taurus, you know you're going to be impacted, period. If you have planets in opposite of Taurus in Scorpio, you will be impacted. Or your ascendant, midheaven, I see the angles, and descendant. Okay? And if you want to learn astrology with me, go into the description, go into my website and sign up for the class. It is starting June 1st. You don't want to miss it if you want to learn astrology. It's a phenomenal deal. You'll be able to read charts. So thank you again for stopping by. I will talk to you later. Love you very much. And farewell to all. Bye-bye.